In today's video, we'll be going over a major PlayStation 4 multiplayer title that you can play absolutely free this week for a limited duration of time. Also, we've got some early sales indicators for Fallout 76 and Hitman 2, and they're not looking all too positive. I think a lot of people were expecting this going in, but now that we're having some indicators, I do want to talk a little bit about that. What is, however, selling very well is the Marvel Spider-Man PlayStation 4 Black Friday bundle. It's a steal. We already knew that going in. A lot of retailers have already posted it. A lot of websites have it up for $199, and it is selling out everywhere. Also, we have a little bit of an update on the Final Fantasy VII Remake and how development is going for that. Of course, Square Enix is prepping up the release of Kingdom Hearts 3, so they're majorly focused on that. But after that, it looks like the focus will shift to the FF7 Remake, so we'll talk a little bit about that at the end of this video. First, a lot of you guys are going on Thanksgiving break. You might have a couple of days off. Well, you can spend some time and play Overwatch absolutely free over Thanksgiving week. It'll be going live on November 20th, and you can play until November 26th absolutely free, no strings attached. You just download the game, and the entire content of the game will be available, including the full roster of 29 heroes, as well as all of the maps and different modes. We'll leave a link to the Overwatch website where you can look at more information, but also do remember that this game is going on sale at pretty much every retailer at around $20 for Black Friday, so if you end up enjoying the game, you can also pick it up and it's yours to own forever. Overwatch is a fantastic multiplayer shooter. There's a reason why it released all the way back in 2016, and it's still one of the major first-person shooters that people go to. Of course, we've seen this generation that a lot of multiplayer titles have had some lasting power with games like Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Overwatch has been another major title, and Overwatch is a game that's seemingly been getting better and better, so if you've yet to try it out, again, you'll be able to play absolutely free from November 20th until the 26th, so you've got a pretty decent window of time to try the game out. The game will be available to download directly off the PlayStation Store, so make sure you check that out. Moving on from that, two of the major game releases of November were Hitman 2 and, of course, Fallout 76. I was one of those people predicting going in that Hitman 2 wouldn't do all too well from a commercial standpoint, and I think the majority of gamers agreed by Fallout standards, Fallout 76 wouldn't do all too well. Well, now we have an early indicator, as according to Games Industry, we have an idea of how the UK retail market fared, and Fallout 76 wasn't even at number 1. Number 1 was actually Spyro Reignited Trilogy, number 2 was Red Dead Redemption 2, Fallout 76 was placed at number 3, and Hitman 2, on the other hand, was placed all the way down at number 10. In terms of specific retail sales, it looks like Fallout 76's sales are down 82.4% compared to Fallout 4, while Hitman 2's sales are down 90% from Hitman Absolution. That was the 2012 Hitman title. Now, a couple of things to note. Ever since 2015, more and more people have been buying games digitally, and with Fallout 76, it is a game more emphasis on the multiplayer, and usually those are the games that some gamers will buy digitally. However, considering it is a steep decline of 82.4%, I think it's more so the fact that the game is just not doing well from a commercial standpoint based on Fallout standards than people moving to digital gaming. You could say that was the case if it was, say, a 5% decline or maybe even a 7% decline, but a whopping 82.4% decline over 2015's Fallout 4, that is absolutely massive. Whereas the case in Hitman 2, it's down 90%, and I still do believe that 2016's Hitman title, because of its odd release pattern, I think it did some damage to the Hitman brand. I know that's very unfortunate because the 2016 Hitman title was actually very good, and Hitman 2 is quite good as well, but the franchise just doesn't have that same luster that it did so many years ago. With Fallout 76, I could see it being a game where it gets better and better over time, and maybe people will give it a second chance. As Bethesda has noted, Fallout 76 will be an ever-evolving experience, so the game you see right now is not going to be the same game that we see in 6 months to a year, but still, in terms of early indicators, being down 82.4%, that is a massive, massive decline. And I don't know how much of it I put in stock to Fallout 76's misguided promotion, or is it something to the degree of Fallout 4 leaving a lot of gamers disappointed. It's probably a combination of every element involved, but I think Fallout 76 is going to be a very important game to track how it does over the next 6 months to a year. And as is the case with Hitman 2, the game is kind of what we get. There are going to be a couple of expansions released, but I think Warner Brothers are going to be rather disappointed with how this game has performed. Moving on from that, you know who's not going to be disappointed with how something performs? That's Sony with their Marvel Spider-Man PlayStation 4 bundle. I've been touting how insane this bundle is. If you guys have been living under a rock, the Black Friday bundle that Sony has been promoting hard is the Marvel Spider-Man PS4 Slim bundle. It's $200. You get a PS4 Slim and you get Marvel Spider-Man. That is an incredible value, and a lot of places have already been posting it, and it's going out of stock everywhere. Sites like Walmart, Walmart, Amazon, and other retailers online are running out of stock very, very quickly. I'm kind of surprised by this, as I thought a lot of gamers would already have a PlayStation 4, and I really thought that the PlayStation 4 Pro would be a hotter item. However, considering the Pro's not going on sale anymore, maybe a lot of gamers are just sticking with this PS4 Slim bundle, and the bundle's still an incredible value. You're getting one of the highly touted PS4 exclusives, the best-selling PS4 exclusive of all time, the best-selling PlayStation exclusive given the window of time it's been released for, and you're getting the console for $200. Typically, the console itself goes for $300. You get one of the highest touted games, and you get the console $100 off. It's an incredible deal. And heading into Black Friday, how quickly will this go out of stock from a retail standpoint? Because right now, it's just online retailers selling out of it. We really don't have an indicator of how many consoles they've sold, but I really do foresee this being a big holiday season for the PlayStation 4. We've already been touting the massive sales numbers of the PlayStation 4, but I think come the time this holiday season wraps up, this could be one of the biggest times for PlayStation 4 sales that we've ever seen, because it's at such an accessible price point right now. The game library is so attractive right now, especially after the 2018 releases of God of War and Marvel Spider-Man. These are two games that have really transcended the bubble of the hardcore gaming world into the mainstream eyes. Casual gamers know about God of War. Casual gamers definitely know about Marvel Spider-Man, and that's why this console is going to end up selling so well. And the early indicators look to be that if you do want this console, be lined up at your local retailer as soon as possible. Get on Amazon as soon as possible come Thanksgiving Day, because I do imagine that Amazon will restock, but I also do imagine that these consoles are going to go out of stock very, very quickly. So moving on from that, and lastly, Final Fantasy VII Remake is a game that so many of us are looking forward to, myself included. Final Fantasy VII is without a doubt one of the best Final Fantasy games. I know many of us would agree that the game is the best in the franchise. I won't get into that debate right now, but there's been a lot of skepticism in terms of how this game's development is going. Is it actually making any progress? We haven't seen footage of the game in nearly 3 years. The last time we saw this game was back at the PlayStation Experience in 2015, and it begs the question, how is this game doing? Well, Tetsuya Nomura, speaking at a recent Dissidia Final Fantasy event in Japan, talked about it, and here's what he said. Quote, "As I said during E3, development is going favorably. I just wanted to say that current PR priority is Kingdom Hearts 3, as it was during the Ornea event the other day, but after that, it'll be Final Fantasy VII Remake, so please don't worry." Now, he tells me not to worry, but of course, with Square Enix's recent track record with games like Final Fantasy 15 taking forever to get out the door, games like Kingdom Hearts 3 taking forever to actually come out. Remember that Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced all the way back at E3 of 2013. It's not going to be released until January of 2019. That's 5.5 years we've had to wait. That is a massively long time, and I don't want to wait that long for the Final Fantasy VII Remake. It was originally scheduled to be a PlayStation 4 game. Now I am being very, very skeptical that it will be a PS4 game. I think it's more likely for it to be a PS5 game, unless they do go that route of releasing it episodically, which I think would turn a lot of gamers off. I think a lot of people would still buy it because it is such a massive game. The FF7 Remake will be a huge commercial success, but to split it up in, say, 3 separate games and they're $60 games each, I just don't know how that would fly with people. But if it lets the game get out earlier, maybe it's something that people will accept. We shall see. We know that Square Enix is pouring a ton of money into the Final Fantasy VII Remake. We know that Final Fantasy 15 wasn't a colossal commercial success, and we know that Luminous Productions has lost a lot of money. Square Enix is going through a tumultuous time right now. Hopefully they can get back on track. Hopefully Kingdom Hearts 3 performs well from a critical and commercial standpoint, and then hopefully they can get the FF7 Remake out the door as quick as possible. I highly doubt it'll be a 2019 title. 2020 makes a lot more sense, and even then, I'm a little skeptical with Square Enix's track record that it will be a 2020 title, but here are my fingers being crossed. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, you can play Overwatch free this week from November 20th until the 26th, so check it out. It looks like Fallout 76 and Hitman 2 are not doing all too well from a commercial standpoint. Everybody's picking up the Marvel Spider-Man PlayStation 4 bundle, so if you're interested in that, have your eyes out, and if you see it in stock, best to pick it up ASAP. And it looks like the FF7 Remake development is going well, if Tetsuya Nomura is to be believed. I'm still a little bit skeptical, but let's hope for the best with that game. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.